lock on your cold, cold heart.
I came into college just like probably most people who came in, living for the same things that everyone else was. I was excited for it. I had a lot of good fun that first semester and joined a fraternity so that I could really live out the social scene. I started to go to this investigative spiritual discussion type group that met at a sorority. It was this co-ed Greek-wide thing. And I was like, well, I might as well go check it out. It doesn't sound so bad at a sorority, so I started to go and learned really quickly that I didn't know everything what it meant to follow Christ, but I knew pretty quickly that I wasn't doing it. The next time that I met someone, it was Joel Johnson towards the end of my first semester, my freshman year, and he really started to help. We started to build a really strong friendship, and he started to help me understand further what it meant to follow Christ. And here's my junior year, and I'd already had a little bit of a friendship with one of the guys. I was the rush chair. And so I'd rushed this one guy named Drew into the house, and I knew him decently well through another friend, and we started the first few weeks just hanging out a lot and got to know each other really well in the first month of school, which was really cool. And from that point on, started to spend more time together. I was inviting him to things, but I was also really sharing my life with him, and sharing the gospel with him.
And so we sat down for over a week talking through the gospel. He showed me an illustration that summed it up. We read several verses. I'd never read the Bible, and so it was fun getting into the Bible. And after a few days of conversation, I said, yes, that's what I want to do.
I probably won't ever forget that day. It was an awesome day because for that first time, I really started to see God actually starting to work in my fraternity.
So he started helping me read the Bible. He started helping me pray. He started telling me, hey, this is how you talk to the guys in the house about the decision you made.
I didn't really know what to do, but I just took what Joel gave me and just passed it on down the line to Drew. And Drew really started to grow at a lot quicker pace than I did at the beginning, which was really fun to see.
Shortly after I made my decision to follow Christ, after Jordan and I had been talking, I remember calling up my girlfriend, telling her, and then I walked out in the hallway and I started telling my pledge brothers, hey, I just made this decision. Have you ever thought about making a decision like this? And they were just overwhelmed because, a couple of days ago, Drew was partying with them, and I started taking a proactive initiative towards sharing what Christ has done for us. The end of my freshman year, and I learned the illustration, the bridge illustration, to really walk guys through the gospel in a really clear manner, using Romans 6:23. So Ben and I were pledge brothers, and so we came into college together, joined the fraternity together, and I made my decision for Christ early on, and he had grown up with a background, and so he sort of knew what I was talking about when I said, yeah, I've made this decision for Christ, I'm going to start following him with all my life.
So I came to K-State, and I'd grown up hearing the gospel and knowing about Jesus, who Jesus was. But it wasn't until I got into college, into SIGEP, that I saw men that are actually living out the gospel.
It wasn't until towards the end of Ben's sophomore year to where he really made that decision as well to start following Christ through a bunch of time that he had spent with Drew Peters. And from that point on, Drew really started to build into him as well, and it was really cool to see the way that it just all sparked at once for Ben, and he really started to grow.
So for the longest time, I didn't even realize that Drew was trying to disciple me. I just thought that's what you do. That's like, he was wanting to show me the ropes, so he was just going to let me in on his life. He was going to show me how he did things. He was going to take me to pray with him, take me to read his Bible, to read our Bible with each other. Like, that's just what it was. And so I knew after a while, then looking back, I was able to say, oh wow, Drew was teaching me how to do that, Drew was teaching me how to do that. All the while it just felt natural.
When Ben and Drew both were juniors, they were roommates, and they just started spending a lot of time together and really teaming up in the fraternity like Drew and I had before. And they had some other guys with them to really help them. But there was this one freshman that Ben met.
After about a year of Drew like teaching me and showing me, I shared the gospel with Spencer, and Spencer wanted to make that decision to give his life to Christ, and so that's when I really saw the beginning of the entire process just coming full circle back around.
Ever since Ben showed me that illustration, we started even hanging out more. Like, instead of it just being about like industrial engineering stuff, he really started telling me like, we just really started having like spiritual conversations and getting into the Word together.
So after Spencer came to Christ, I realized that discipleship doesn't just happen. I realized that it takes purpose, it takes planning, it takes being intentional with your time.
Yeah, for me, sharing my faith is important because just really looking to the Great Commission to know what we need to do, like look for that end goal of reaching all the nations. And that's why I continue to share my faith today.
I see that I've received this training from Drew, received from Jordan, that if I want to see SIGAP continue to be impacted by the gospel and by Christ years from now, 5, 10 years from now, it's vital that Spencer is able to be equipped thoroughly to be able to continue on that work in Christ. If we want to see world change happen, it starts on the individual level. It starts with people investing into people, investing into people.